This is the show dedicated to raising up the next generation of men of faith and character. My name is Mark Stanifer. Welcome to The Next Man Up. Well, hey guys, welcome back to the Next Man Up podcast. So good to have you with us and to be part of the community that is raising up the next generation of healthy and godly men. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for doing your part. And so happy to have you along with me today. I'm flying solo today for another one of Mark's Musings. And I got some perspectives that I want to share with you about a recent wedding that I was a part of. But before we get to that, I actually have a couple of asks. Whether you've been with us for a while or this is the first episode you're listening to, would you head on out to our website, thenextmanup.com, and get signed up to be part of our email community? We've got a big announcement coming here in the next few weeks, and we want to make sure you don't miss it, and everything else that we are communicating as part of our community. So head on out to thenextmanup.com, give us your email address, get signed up, be part of the community so that you won't miss anything. The second ask is this: if you find this content beneficial, if this is challenging, if this is encouraging, if this is educating and developing you, would you share it with somebody in your community? Another dad, another guy that needs to have this type of conversation and content in his life to help him in his quest to be a better man and to raise up his son to be a man of faith and character. Do us a favor, help us get the word out, and share this podcast with someone that you know. Okay, so I said that I've got some insights and perspectives to share with you from a recent wedding that I was a part of. The wedding was actually my oldest son's wedding, and it was a fantastic event. It happened a couple of months ago, and I've just been holding on to this for the right opportunity, and it seems like February, the month of love, is a good opportunity to share this. And I don't want to go down the specifics of the wedding because you don't really care about that. But as a dad, and in the context of what we talk about here, I want to offer just 4 different perspectives quickly from my experience reflecting on the wedding and the whole experience of a boy getting married. Now, you may be a long way from this. Maybe you have experienced this already. I'm not sure what your story is, but I hope you'll find something here of value as we go through these. So the first one is this: as a dad, looking back on the experience, what I saw was a return on the investment of 20 years worth of pouring into this boy. It's years of work and preparation, being in the mix, being engaged, getting through the challenging and difficult times of learning how to father well, and going through difficult circumstances in this guy's life. It's not been perfect. He's not been perfect. I have been far from perfect. And as you've heard us say before, perfection isn't the goal. Being engaged and being intentional is really the goal here. But this was a return on investment. What I mean by that is this: we couldn't be more proud of the choices that he's making and the man that he has become, the woman that he has chosen to spend his life with. This is years and years of pouring into this now man so that he is capable and knows how to make good decisions and good choices for himself and for those that he's responsible for now. Now, I don't mean to sound like I'm bragging. I certainly don't have it all figured out. And as I said, I've made a number of mistakes along the way. Some of them have been chronicled here. But this isn't something that just happened overnight. It happened over a period of years, being in the mix, long days and short years, if you know what I'm talking about. And we as parents are now seeing that return on investment. Now, I don't know what your story is. I don't know your experience. I don't know if you've got a boy that you are proud of that's making good decisions, or maybe quite the opposite, and you're struggling to see the things that are happening in your child's life. But I do know this. Don't stop investing in him. Don't stop investing in the relationship. It's never too late to start investing in the relationship. In fact, no matter how old he is, he wants your love. He wants your affection. He wants your affirmation. I've heard too many stories of guys well into their adulthood that say, I just want to know my dad is proud of me. And so whether your boy is still in diapers or he's off on his own somewhere, don't stop. Continue investing in him and building that relationship so that years down the road, you can benefit from the return on that investment as well. Okay, so here's the second thing. This was very much an answer to prayer. Now, what I mean by that is this. I was well into my teenage years, even maybe into my 20s, before I realized just how diligent my father had been in praying for my future wife. I didn't know that as a kid, but as I got older, like I said, I realized how much he had been praying for her long before he knew who she was, long before I knew who she was. He had been praying for her. And so I adopted a similar practice. Now, I wasn't probably as diligent as he was, and I know he has been praying for the wives and husband of my kids, but I adopted that practice. In fact, I was praying for her and her parents, that they would have God's favor and that he would bless them with creativity and with his guidance and with hearts that long to know him and to follow him. And what a cool experience it was to meet the answer to prayer. In fact, I think I didn't quite anticipate just how much of a blessing it was for me to meet her parents and realize that's the duo that I have been praying for. Now, I anticipated meeting her because I've been praying for her, but it was an extra blessing for me to realize these are the parents that I have been praying for all along, and it was incredible to meet them. So if this isn't part of how you are praying for your boy, or if you have a daughter, praying for her as well, I would encourage you to do so. Begin praying for that future spouse and the parents of that future spouse, and that God would bless them and give them what they need in order to raise up their child so that one day that child can be an answer to your prayer. So that's the second thing. Here's the third thing. I was reminded once again that letting go has already happened. And in fact, a friend of mine who's gone through a wedding for one of his children called me around the time of the ceremony. He was like, "Hey man, how you doing? I know what it's like to go through this, and just want to know how you're doing." And I'm like, "Dude, I'm good," because we said, You are enough. You have graduated. You have become a man a couple of years ago. We as parents have already gone through that letting go process. And so this was not so much grieving what we were losing, but celebrating who he has become and celebrating what we've gained through this in the form of a daughter-in-law. And so once again, the residual benefits of an initiation process for me as dad, for mom in our family, was that it helped us realize that our roles have changed. And to be able to celebrate rather than grieving and struggling to hang on, to be like, yeah, we've let go. And now he is making his own decisions, and we want to celebrate him and those decisions that he's making. Which then leads me to my fourth insight, which is this. I'm now embracing yet again a new role. Now, I've been sort of this advisor, friend, peer to my son ever since he's gone through his initiation process and graduated into manhood. But now I get to play that role for his wife. And at the same time, I'm now playing this father-in-law role. And quite honestly, I'm going to be figuring it out as I go along. I don't fully understand what it means. I'm just in the early stages of this, but I recognize it's a new role for me to play. And so I'm aware of it, and I'm leaning in and trying to cooperate with this role. In fact, I took some of my own experience and right out of the gate told this young lady something that I had been struggling with now for 30 years, and that is, what title, what label do I use to describe father-in-law? So for me, knowing my father-in-law for 30 years, I still don't quite know how to refer to him. And so I said, look, you can call me whatever you are comfortable with. And of course, within reason, right? Like we had fun with that. But I said, whatever you're comfortable with, I will be comfortable with. No expectations, no obligations. We'll just let it be what it be. So I'm embracing this new role as my season of fathering changes. And I'm excited and honored to now be a father-in-law. Okay. So return on investment, answers to prayer, letting go isn't quite as hard, and I'm embracing this new role. Those are my perspectives looking back on this fantastic wedding experience that we have. And now I get to look forward to grandkids at some point down the road, though I got to admit, I'm not ready for the grandpa title. But maybe we can save that one for a later episode. So here's the challenge. What role in your parenting season are you playing? What stage are you in? And embrace and cooperate with that role and be willing to let it change and evolve as your season of life changes for your boy. Keep investing, no matter how old he is. Keep investing in that relationship. It's never too late to love and affirm your son. And then, as always, keep praying. All right, guys. Well, thanks for being with me. Thank you for allowing me the space for another one of these Mark's Musings. I hope it's been beneficial. If you got feedback, you know this. feedback@thenextmanup.com is where you can email us thoughts, questions, suggestions. Always love to hear from you. All right, let's put a bow on it. That's it. Thanks, guys. Until next time, adios. Hey, listeners, thanks for journeying with us on this Next Man Up podcast. You know, we would love to hear from you. Maybe you have a question or an idea, perhaps a topic for us to consider. If that's you and you want to reach out to us, you can get us at feedback@thenextmanup.com. That's feedback@thenextmanup.com. Again, we'd love to hear from you. Until next time, we'll see you later.